The problem that I have with accelerate metrics is that they are still metrics. And I have a problem with metrics in general. And I have a problem with the notion of productivity. I brought this up on Twitter once, and Nicole came down on me to the point that we haven't really interacted since then. That how dare you say that this doesn't have anything to do with productivity? And maybe we just had very different ideas about what the word productivity meant. In fact, definitely that was the problem. And unfortunately, we haven't had a discussion on Twitter since then. So who knows? But I think that the metrics are productivity metrics if you're focusing on the ops side. But when you start focusing on the dev side, it becomes much fuzzier. And look at something like deployment frequency. Deployment frequency, on one hand, can, if it is low, it can be an indicator, an indirect indicator. So that's another problem with the metrics. They're all indirect indicators. They're not actionable. They don't tell you exactly what to work on. But you go, okay, we've got a low deployment frequency. What does that mean? And it could mean that your stories are too big. It could mean that you have too much work in progress. It could mean there's some kind of dependency that needs to be resolved. There's lots of reasons why that could happen. The fact that it tells you there's something here, well, that's good, right? I have nothing wrong with that. It's kind of like mutation testing, right? Mutation testing is great, but it doesn't really tell you much. It says, there's something wrong, figure it out, right?
Yeah.
So as long as the team is treating the metric like that, and as long as the metric is not escaping to management, then they're great. But when the metric escapes to management, they go, our deployment frequency is low. Crack that whip, tote that bale, right? Is that you got to work harder and you got to work faster and you got to start working overtime in order to bring up that deployment. And I'm going, what is going on here, right? So it's like any metric, it's too easy to abuse.